Okay, I'm going to try to do the movie video correctly this time, and maybe it won't suck like it did last time. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see me again, just my hands, because I need to draw on this, and if you're from far away, then you can't actually see me. You can't see the paper that I'm going to be drawing on. Okay, so this was inspired by CreationWiki, and it's a thing on the fossil record. I'm not going to attempt to write that because it's irrelevant, whatever. Okay, so there's a ancestor of humans and humans themselves, and we have known fossils of two of them. There's not really a fossil of a person, it's just their bones, but whatever, and there's a fossil of an ancestor. And then creationists would say, well, there's no transitional fossil that proves that this species, our human ancestor, evolved into this species. And so it's like, after a while of searching, we find a transitional form that shows that this species turned into this species. And then it's like, okay, we found a species. Is that enough for you? No, because there's two more, and then there's two more, because this is its own. This would be its own species in between that, and so we need to find the ones in between there. And so we finally find those two, and we're all like, okay, now we've shown that this species. We've shown that this species turns into this species, and that this species turns into this species, by using these two, and their response is, that's not enough proof, because these two look different, and so they must be different species. Whether or not they actually are is irrelevant to the creationists. And so soon we find, like, like all those, and so we have all those, and they're transitional fossils. We found a bunch of them showing that this species slowly led to this species, and we have proof. And their normal creationist response is, well, we don't have a transitional fossil for, say, here. They want a transitional fossil that shows that this line turned into this line. But, and so until we have that, they're not going to accept it, and would apply it to all of the other hold sections in here, as well as that side. And they don't actually care about the transitional fossils that we find. It's like, we give them proof, but they don't care about the proof that we give them. They only care about the hold areas where there is no absolute proof. And as far as I can tell, and I got this from my physics teacher, because he was explaining this while going on about, like, Darwin and why his theory actually isn't challenged and whatever, and so it's like we'd need, like, me and my dad and my grandpa, great grandpa, great 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 grandpa, great 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 grandpa, great 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 grandpa, and you just go all the way back. And you'd need the entire line, all of them, every single generation, until you get back to whatever came out of the, whatever started from abiogenesis. I'm not good with abiogenesis, that's not my area of expertise. I'm not really an expert in anything, but that's whatever. They won't be satisfied until we have an entire list of every animal going all the way back to abiogenesis. And until we have that entire list, they won't accept any evidence to the contrary. They'll be like, well, you need this before to show that it actually did, and so you'd have to find the entire lineage. They don't care about the entire lineage. All they care about is that little hole. They don't care about proof. They care about the spaces. So essentially, quoting my science teacher, who was quoting, I don't know what he was quoting, but they worship the god of the gaps.